naturally, something happens. You got to decide if you're doing it there. Do we agree? So they open the door and Tony says, let's go now. Doors are open. People are in their chairs. It's okay. The first one out of this room is me. And I'm running. I'm running because I want to be number one. I want to be number one. Who wants to be number one here? Just make that commitment to yourself. What do you want to be number one in? Make that commitment. I want to finish an Ironman. I know I want to finish number one. I know that to start with. But now I'm not going to finish last. Well, I have done it. Do you guys follow what I'm saying here? So I want to be number one. So guess what happens? I'm running and I'm running and I'm running. And I get there. And it's pitch black. And there's 11 strips of coals. And it's 46 feet long. We don't have coals here. Unfortunately, Raymond did not want me to bring coals to do it. I guess fire hazard, what can I do? 46 foot of red hot coals. And I show up and I'm running. I'm going to go back here. And I'm running and I go, this is red hot. And I'm the first one in line. And there's a coach there. And Reggie is here somewhere. Reggie was with Tony Robbins. And there's a coach there to know if you're ready for it. And I get there, and I look at this, and it's hot. And then fear kicks in. Do we agree? And when I say hot, you know, man, we have hair next there. You know when it starts to scringe, like, you know, it starts to like burn from a fire? And then you start feeling the heat here. You say, oh my God, I'm going to put my feet in there. Although you've prepared, you've done all the technical side. The transformational has not been done yet. You follow what I'm saying here? Technical side in real estate, transformational side on applying and doing. That's what it's all about. So I show up there, and I'm sort of, okay, I'm ready. The coach is right beside me. He says, are you ready, Mark? Are you ready? Ready? And he says, go! And I go, what do you think about this? Mark, what's your outcome? What do you want to accomplish? And I'll give you the 11 steps next. The focus that you need to have. What do you want to accomplish and everything? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? And then he says, go. I've got one foot in. My first foot is in the coals. I made that decision to move forward. I've been wanting to do it for the last 14 months or whatever the time it was from that day. You have to look at the same thing for yourself. Do you guys understand this? You have to start saying, what is it that I want to do? Now, do you guys have an idea what I felt like when I stepped in? You know when you put a steak on a red hot grill and it goes, shh. Well, that's what I heard here. But did I really get burned? No. Why? Because I knew my outcome. I knew that I wanted to be there, not stop here. Same thing for you guys. What is it that you want? Know your outcome. Are you guys following here? So I'm in. Now, when you're in, what do you have? You have two choices. Do we agree? You move forward, or you go back. Now, if you go back, what happens? You're cooked. Well, you're cooked. In that case, yes, you would have been cooked. It's a oxymoron. You guys, I don't know what you guys call it. It's in English, so there we go. But you're cooked. You step in and you go back. I won't say you'll never, because I never say never. But chances are that you won't ever go back to a challenge that's beyond your belief system. Do you agree? But if you move forward and you step in, you say, now I only have 10 more steps to move forward. Do you agree? And this is where I want you guys to think about. When you're going to make your offer to purchase, when you're going to start your business, when you're going to hire somebody, you've got to take that first step and you've got to move forward. Okay? So I'm not sure how much time I have left, so I'm just going to go to... So I call 11 steps to beating fears. I want to describe them with you guys, or how to ignite your business growth. Okay? This is where you guys take notes. You're lucky it's only one page. So there we go. So I've got 8 minutes left. Thank you. So, number one, know what you want. What is it that you guys want? What do you want to achieve here? If you guys don't know, you can't put a plan together. So number one, first step is know what you want. Number two, plan it. Guess what? I'm speaking with Nikki. Guess what he's doing for me right now? He says, Mark, Monday morning, this is your diet. Monday morning, you've got your 20 minutes of reading, then you've got your 10 minutes of walking, because, listen, I used to run marathons, and I'm going back to walking next Monday. So you're going to do this. So I've got to plan it. After this, what do you got to do? You got to make up your mind that you're doing it. You got to know what you want, plan it, and say, yes, this is what I'm doing. I came back home yesterday night, talked to Lori, my wife, and I said, Lori, are you okay with this? Then I am doing it. And then I went to Raymond, I said, Raymond, I'm doing this. He says, okay. He says, now I'm going to get you to do it for real. You're going to do this, this, and that, and you're going to announce it to everybody. Is my mind made up? Well, yes, I have no choice anyway. There we go. Get a coach. It's so funny the impact that a coach has on people. You have no clue. I was coaching a student last week from Vancouver. He's a web guy. He's one of those geeky guys. And he's got this best plan in the world, but he's terrible at sales, terrible to the point he doesn't want to call. And I've been with him for 3 calls, and he still hasn't made one step. And I got fed up. I said, I'm done coaching you. I am done. You paid a lot of money, but I'm not going to coach you. Why? Because you haven't done anything that I told you to do, and the next one is to take the phone and call people. So I said, last week I told you to call 30. You didn't do any of them. Could you do 8 by next Tuesday? 9 o'clock Tuesday morning, you're starting. I want you to call 8 people. Send me those 8 people's name and telephone number. Why? I want to check up on you. Then I said, I will call you at 10:30 to know if you've called these people. Guess what? Wednesday morning, 10:30, I called him and said, hey, Grant, did you do your calls? Yes, Mark. What happened? I got one appointment. Hey, the guy was shaking, telling me that he had to do calls. I said, okay, tomorrow, next day, I want you to do another 8 and then another 8, and you'll get better and better at it. So get coach, guys. This is the difference between, I would say failures, between coasting and getting to where you want to be. Okay? I got to move on. Get focused. What is it you want? When am I going to work? What time? All those kind of things. Focus on your outcome. Get energized. Do you guys see that? I am a little bit energetic person. Just a tiny, tiny little bit. And I'm not on Red Bull. This is my normal thing. Okay? Get energized. Take that first step. Take that first step. And most of the time, the first step involves making a commitment. Do we agree? And when you make a commitment to people, to your loved ones, your friends, and your coach, you've got to follow up. Next one, don't look back. The biggest problem people have is looking back. What happens if this happens? And what happens if this? And, oh, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't do it. I'm stuck now. I got to run that thing in 2 years from now or something like that. Don't look back at where you were, what you've done, what experience. Just move forward. Next one. Focus on your outcome. What is it going to give you? What is this going to give you? I walk at the end of the fire line. What's my outcome? Why am I doing this? This is a good one. Don't listen to others. Let me tell you where that comes from. 2008, November 2008, I decided I need to lose weight. I got to do something. I was 325, 330. And so I'm going to start running. My wife was a runner, was running at that time also. And said, okay, you got to start small. So 1 minute running, 1 minute walking, and so on. And January 1st, 2009, January 1st, yeah. At 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm in my living room, my family's there, and I said, okay, I'm going to run a marathon, May 30th, the Ottawa Marathon. January, February, March, April, May, 5 months. I hadn't run more than 3 kilometers on 1-on-1s. And May 30th, I ran my first marathon. Why? Because I didn't listen to everybody that told me that I couldn't do it. I walked into the running room, and it said, you can't run a marathon not having done a 5 or 10 or half marathon. I said, I'm doing it regardless of what you guys think. And let me tell you, they were laughing at me the first few weeks. Absolutely. But when I finished, they weren't laughing because I said, I'm going to do it. This is what you guys have to do here. Don't listen to others. Don't question yourself. And stop listening. By the way, here's a quick tip here. Stop listening to broke people. Stop listening to broke people. Don't ask your neighbors if you should do a half Ironman. Don't ask your neighbors if you should start a business. Don't ask your neighbors anything like that, because you know what? They're broker than you most of the time. And they haven't made a decision to get out of there because they're not talking to you about it. You guys follow me? Does that make sense? You guys want to see what somebody looks like after they finish a firewalk? Think. Goosebumps. That's right after the firewalk. I have this photo. I have this photo in my office, so don't you think that when I have a challenge, I sit down and say, hey, I walked on fire. It's a metaphor, but it's still a great metaphor for me. Do we agree? I got 2 more slides. Now, that's very, very nice, but you know what happens is that most people don't reward themselves. So, celebrate your victories. Now, do you see my feet there? By the way, when you walk on fire, we'll walk barefoot. I hope you picked up on that one. Just in case. But do you see my feet there? I think there's some water there because you sort of freak out and say, oh, what did I do here? How did I do it? But I got burned. Yes, I got burned. I got burned about 2 little blisters that big. Do you think I really cared? I had done what I wanted. So what I want to say here is that celebrate your victories regardless how small they are.